Okay, hi guys. I'm going to create an experiment today. This is a DaVinci Resolve 18, and it's a new version. It didn't give me the automatic update, so I didn't know that it was already released. So I just downloaded it now, and I've seen the latest features, and one of them is this thing called Magic Mask. So apparently, Magic Mask is a masking tool, but the difference is that you'll just draw a line to it, and then the software will do the job for you in selecting the subject that that you've highlighted. And the before that, if you are a beginner colorist, I'm going to explain to you the process that we have in selecting our image. We use this thing called qualifier. So you can use this and point it to the for example, I want to select my skin. I'm going to point it somewhere, and then I'm going to adjust this until I select just the parts that I want. And most of the time, you're going to have a good selection, but it takes practice to master this. And if the image doesn't really have that much separation, like this image, as you can see, my child's face is warm and the background is warm, so I could make this adjustment here easily, because I didn't make such grade yet. For example, this from here to here, what I did was just to balance my image. And then I added film emulation, and it went like this. If we're going to add our mask here in this node. Oh, wait. Let's try to remove the warmth in this node. So we can try to select just his skin, but as you can see, since this is shot with a budget camera, a very old Canon 7D, which was released 13 years ago, doesn't really have that much color depth. So yeah, it's hard to select just him. So we will have to do this and to use a power window to if you really want to select just him, just like that. Okay, so that's before the magic mask. Now we're going to try if the magic mask can be a solution to that in an 8-bit footage. I hope it can, because it's a great benefit to those people who aren't really professionals and just want to have a better looking image and color grade with DaVinci Resolve. If this can work at 8-bit footages, and so I think this is a really game changer software to everybody. But you have to purchase the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, because apparently this is not included in the free version. Okay, so let's try to use the magic mask. So the magic mask is located here next to the tracker, and the way to use this is to click the plus sign. If you don't have this qualifier, just choose the qualifier here and select your subject. So let's select the subject one more time. I selected some part of the stroller. So we will start from the hair up. Wait, sorry. Let's start from the hair, the eyes, and all the colors that is part of your subject. Okay, so apparently, there have been some spillage here, and some parts of his clothes weren't selected. But it really did a good job in selecting the face, which we were having a hard time selecting the face at this point from the qualifier, which is very mind-blowing because how how did DaVinci Resolve know that we just want this part and this is not part of his face? That's very I am very mind blown with this tool. So if you encounter this problem with this hair here, let's try to use this minus sign and then just trim out those things that we don't need. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't really separate this hair from the stroller, so let's try to just remove this part here and hair here as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, we gave up on the blacks because it's not doing a great job selecting the hair from the stroller. So now we're removing all the hair. So we just want to select him and his clothes. Let's select his clothes. That's a good job. Look at this part. And when we select his clothes right here, bam, but spillage here. Done. Okay, another this part. Okay, my bad. Selected this part, so just cancel it out. Alright. Are we selecting the hand? I want to select the hand. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. This selection tool is really very useful. Before this, we have seen how we struggled in selecting the skin, but right now, we selected the skin with just right. Okay, now, how to use this tool is to track it after you selected the parts that you want to adjust, and track it. Okay, so after tracking it, so since we didn't make a really great selection, some parts of it are really affected, so the best thing to do there is to blur it out. Yeah, be generous with your blur and the noise. Okay, and then just make a really subtle adjustments, because a little adjustment will go a long way. So let's just make him a bit cooler, I guess, like this, and let's add some warmth to his face, or some magenta. Okay, let's try it out like that. So those subtle adjustments won't be very visible with the parts that weren't selected. So if you didn't make a really good selection using the magic mask, just make really subtle adjustments, because my color grading process with 8-bit footages is I never, or very rarely I select and use this tool, because of how pixelated and how poor the selection is when it comes to those type of footages. But using the magic mask, we now have the power to select our subject without selecting the background here in this certain example. So now let's try it on a 10-bit footage. So this is shot with a Fuji X-T3. Yeah, I used a Sirui lens, Sirui lens, 50mm, with it's handled obviously. So yeah, we are it's very shaky. So anyway, let's try tracking her walking from there to there. Okay, because apparently it's a very long clip. So just here to here. Okay, so I did some grade here, and now I'm going to try to use the magic mask on her. And for example, I want to select her and give her some blues, because her skin here is a bit warm and green. So I want to retain the background, the color of the background. I don't want to mess with it. I just want to select her and made some adjustments toward her. Let's try towards her entirety. Let's try it. Where are we? Qualifier. Okay, let's select all the things that includes her and her dress. That is an awesome selection. Let's just add this so that it won't get lost. Let's try to track it now. Let's see how well does. As you can see, when it comes to 10-bit images, it's really magic. That's why it's magic mask. Look at the hair. It's constantly moving, and it's really it's really fast in the clip. It's just slow because it's taking time processing it. But the selection, wow, I am pretty impressed, and I can now do my adjustment very easily to her, just like that, and add some magenta because it was so green. Remove some magenta on the midtones, put some magenta on the highlights, balance it out with my lip. Okay, brighten her up. Wow, that is epic. Okay, let's try before, after. Okay, yeah, I really want this warm look, but the magic that it did to select her, we can even try to make really let's try to darken her up just to see how well the magic mask did here. Look at that. This isn't even a 10-bit 422 camera. This is a 10-bit 420 camera. It's a Fuji X-T3, which is a budget camera nowadays, because you can have a $900 Fuji X-T3 from the market right now. So what more when it comes to the high-end cameras? Speaking of the high-end cameras, I want to try one more thing. The high-end cameras. Let's try another footage. Okay, let's now put her back. Okay, so right now we're going to try it in this clip. Okay, he is running. This is shot with an Ari Alexa, so we need to do some color space transform here. Okay, like 709. Mapping, saturation, compression. Okay, so let's not correct this, because if it were me before I'm going to make the selection, I am going to balance it out, because this color and this color will have a hard time. I will have a hard time masking it out. See that? So if I'm still going to do this to select just him and not the floor. Okay, soften it up. Okay, just him. No, it's impossible, right? It's impossible. I will have to create a mask around him to select him. I mean a power window. Okay, even I denoise and blur everything out, it's the same color. So DaVinci Resolve is processing him as this one and this one as the same. So even I go and lower the width of the hue like this, it's still, look at that, it has the same color. Okay, let's give up on this. We are not going to mask him out from this floor without using power window. Okay, that's given. Now let's try to use the magic mask. Okay, let's start from his hair down towards this boat. Okay, so what? How? Okay, so let's try. Let's try to track. Can DaVinci Resolve's magic mask track him out until the end? Yes, it did. It's mind-blowing, this new tool of DaVinci Resolve. I am hands down in love with this new tool. So let's try to do some correction. Let's try to play with it. So I've created an outside node here, so it's selecting what's not being selected here, so everything is easy. So now I want my background to be as dark as Batcave, Batmobile is running from Batmobile. Okay, something like that. So dark, but don't want to crush it that much. Okay, so apparently we cannot darken everything out, but we can make our sky a bit purple. That will give the illusion that it's a bit dark at night. That, sort it out, something like that. So now when I darken everything out, you can see this, the selection that Magic Mask did. So I'm just going to add the noise and blur to it and make my adjustment to him first. So I want him to be warm now. Or let's give him this Dune inspired blue jacket, something like that. Let's make him dark a bit, because apparently it cannot be that bright when the surroundings is so dark. And now I'm going to I have to reduce my gain to make him blend with my background. Look what have we created just by using that magic mask. That is very, very mind-blowing. I am very impressed with this new tool of DaVinci Resolve, and I am excited for the upcoming upgrades. And I haven't checked all the updates that they have. I was just very excited with this new tool, which is, oh my god, I am no words. So kudos to DaVinci Resolve. I'm really happy with your software. By the way, this footage is a log footage from Ari Alexa, but I don't have an Ari Alexa. I have an Artgrid subscription. So if you want to download footage like this, which are shot by really awesome cinematographers and videographers, Artgrid is the only place that I know that's very, very it's not that cheap, but it's, I guess, reasonable. The price is very reasonable. I've encountered other sites that lets me download footage, and it costs around $500 for one footage. It's absurd. I won't download that footage, but some are downloading it. But in Artgrid, if you subscribe, you can download all the footage that they have. And if you subscribe via my link down below, you can have 2 months free if you subscribe, because it's a yearly subscription, and now you have one year and 2 months in total. So yes, Artgrid the best. So wrapping up, magic mask the best. You add it to your color grading process, and even you have a budget camera, I think it will give you an easier time color grading, especially if you know the process of color grading. If you don't know, check out my upcoming course. I'm going to teach basically how to color grade everything from budget cameras to high-end cameras, and recreating all the looks you want, from Hollywood films to music videos and wedding films. You're gonna have it. So right now I'm almost done, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates and for more tutorials like this. That's all for this video, and see you next time.